Alright, welcome to the first try of Sword and Fortress's Blackstone Fortress. We've got the board set up, the table set up here for what we need. We've got our initiative and turn order, line of sight ruler, and we've also got our Precipice board. Now we're going to be doing the Prequel mission that was in the 2019 Blackstone Annual. I do believe it was called Into the Dark. And so it gets set up a little bit differently than how a normal Blackstone Fortress game goes, because it's all about our good friends over here, Taddues, the Purifier, and Pios Vourne, and their first attempts to enter Blackstone Fortress before the events that really start Blackstone Fortress, with the rogue traitors and other stuff like that. So to kind of go over a little bit on each person's thing, you've got Taddues the Purifier with a power maul and a servo stubber, and his ability sustain fire when taking servo stubber weapon action. Taddues the Purifier can attack once for cost of a 3-up dice, or twice for the cost of a 5-up dice. And you carry him out one at a time, and then you can change stuff up. And then on a 6-up, his special ability is to remove 1 wound counter from Taddues the Purifier and all other explorers in the same hex or adjacent hex to him. So he's kind of your healer of the group. And then for the power and kind of glass cannon as off-plater, you got Pios Vourne. She's got her flamer, which has 2 different modes, the Vindicator Flames and the Cleansing Flames. And then you've got the Vindicator Chainsaw underneath her. And then her unique actions is on a 4-up, she just gets to blast everything. She places infernal markers up to 2 FDA hexes that are visible to her and adjacent to each other, and then when an explorer or hostile enters, it kind of detonates. And then their secret agendas to get them super buffed instantly. For Taddues, it's during the expedition if he slays a rogue psyker, and for Pios Vourne, if she slays 3 enemy hostiles with a single cleansing flame weapon action, which is actually pretty easy once you get in there. So how a Blackstone Fortress game is set up is you've got a exploration deck set up of 4 combat, 4 challenges, just randomly drawn. Now, we do have access to the more advanced ones, the higher difficulty and everything else, but since this is kind of the prequel, we've only got 2 explorers. We're going to run it with just the vanilla that came out there. Of course, you got the discovery deck. Another change for this prequel mission is instead of the 4 ships you have to carry, you only get 1, the Clarion, and its support is infrared loud haulers. Once per expedition at the start of the gambit step of the initiative phase, the leader can use Charon's infrawave loud howlers. If they do so, in that gambit step, each explorer can perform a gambit without having to spend any activation dice. And we'll get more into what a gambit does as we start playing through. Okay, so now that we've got all of that set up, let's go ahead and draw the first exploration card and see what poor Taddues and Pios Vourne. Actually, wait, I gotta say one thing. So the flavor for this is the maglev transport chamber lurches into motion, carrying Taddues the Purifier and Pios Vourne away from the baying hordes of traitors on their hills. Though bloodied, they will take any opportunity they can to strike a blow against the forces of chaos before they return to Precipice. Alright. Let's see. So also, unlike any other Blackstone Fortress game, this one's only going to take about 3 rounds for the access route. After the second exploration card is restored, we go to a event map. So it'll be a nice short video for an intro on the Blackstone Fortress for the channel. And I'll probably mention this in another video, but it's just me playing this one around. Hopefully as we get more down the road and with COVID and everything else, we'll be able to have more players come out and play. Alright, so let's go ahead and flip over the first exploration. So we've got a challenge. Place the miniature 4 explorers in a row. Place an Urgul beside each explorer. In leader order, each explorer takes 1 weapon action, using it to attack the Urgul beside them as if they were adjacent and visible to the explorer. Then each Urgul that has not been slain makes an attack with claws and talons against the explorer that they are beside. Keep on attacking like this, first with explorers, then with Urguls. If an explorer has... Sorry for the shake. If the explorer was slain, the Urgul besides them, they can use their weapon action to attack the Urgul that's besides another explorer. If the explorer is taken out of action, the Urgul attacking them returns to the shadows and is removed. Continue fighting in this way till either all of the Urgul are slain or have returned to the shadows, or all explorers are out of action. So, note to Ed, just go ahead and pause that and do the voiceover. Alright, there we go. We have our 2 Urguls set up against Taddues and Vourne, Pios Vourne. And we're going to go ahead and start looking at the combat. Okay, for the first combat one, because they're said to be adjacent, we can only use ranged 1 stuff. So we'll go ahead and start with Power Maul and Las Pistol from our good friend Taddues. Alright, so he gets to use this nice blue dice, and he rolls. Might as well actually get it on camera. And he rolls a double hit. Or no, he rolls a critical, which, let's see what the wounds say again. I think it's 3 wounds, but let's double check. So yeah. So with that wound roll, that is a grievous wound, meaning that he does 3 damage, which is all the wounds that Urgul has. So in that first strike, our good friend Taddues knocks the Urgul out. You can turn, try and help Pios Vourne out if she needs it. Now Pios is kind of a little bit more of a long range kind of player, but she does have that chain blade, which she gets to use with this dice again. And she only manages to wound him with 1. So there, he's got 1 wound on him. He's got 2 left, which now means it's the Urgul's turn. And attacking with claws and talons. And he gets to make a total of 3 attacks. because he's frenzied. So we'll go ahead and just roll those 3 times. First one, nothing. Second one is a wound. And her agility to defend is also the purple dice. She doesn't, meaning she gets 1 wound. Not a great start. And then his third attack wounds, and she defends. So the Urgul is able to scratch at Pios a little bit. Now our good friend Taddues is going to come in and try and smack with the Power Maul. Does do 1 more wound. And then let's see if Pios can take him out. She can't. Of course not. Like I said, every time I play her, she ends up being a complete weakling in melee. So rolling for the first attack from the Urgul. Second attack. Third attack. So luckily, all misses. For the third try, Taddues does get 1, and that finally finishes the Urgul off. So, Taddues and Vias survive that, knocking out 2 Urguls, completing their challenge. And so far, Pios only has 1 minor wound, which Taddues can heal up. And now we go to drawing the second exploration card. Alright. Move our 2 heroes over here. Move their cards down. Okay, now we draw our second exploration card. Hopefully it's a combat. I'd love to be able to show more than just challenges, but we'll see. It is a combat. So, give me just a minute. We'll get this all set up. All right, here we have the battlefield set up for this combat encounter. You have our 2 heroes coming in on the maglev over there, the top of this marathon run of doom. You've got our number 3 enemy right there in front of them. Then they've got 2 passageways, one off to the right, one off to the left. Then you've got enemy group number 1, they're off to the left. As you follow down, enemy group number 2's waiting for them off to the right if you thought that was a safe way. Then you have 3 exits. One right here, one right here, and one right there. All right, now to see who our enemies are, we are going to have our first encounter card being Traitor Guardsman for number 1. That's 7 Traitor Guardsmen. Our second encounter card for number 2 is 6 more Traitor Guardsmen. That's going to be a lot of Traitor Guardsmen. And our third encounter, number 3, is 3 Urgles. All right, give me just a second, and we'll get those guys set up. So now our enemies are set up. You have 3 Urgles waiting to pounce on our poor hapless adventurers. Over here you've got 7 Traitor Guardsmen. Now anytime you have a group bigger than 5 of the Traitor Guardsmen, they have to include the Sergeant, which is that nice guy right there, and a Flamer, which is this guy here who nobody wanted to get around because, well, Flamer. Then we've got our second Guardsman unit consisting of 6. So again, we have a Sergeant and a Flamer. So now we go and draw for the initiative. Our fun initiative deck here. So initiative, first initiative goes to hostile group 1, of course. Second initiative goes to Taddues. Third in the initiative goes to hostile group 4, which doesn't exist. So now we're in hostile group 2, hostile group 3, and then poor Pios all the way there at the back of the initiative. We then roll destiny dice. Now in Blackstone, in the Destiny, you ignore all doubles, and surprisingly is not, I actually pulled off almost a straight. So all of these dice get set up over here on Precipice, able for each of the adventurers to use, which they are going to need with how insanely outnumbered they are. Okay, the next step is the activation dice phase. So Taddues has all 4 squares open, so he gets to roll 4 destiny dice. Or not 4 destiny dice, but 4 activation dices, and that's a pretty epic roll for a good start onto his turn. Then our good friend Pios only has 3 dice slots, so 3 dice, and not so great of rolls. So she's really going to be hurting this first round of things. Okay, so we did the initiative deck a little bit early according to the steps in the booklet, but that's okay, because now we go to Gambit. And then for our once per expedition, you know what, I don't think we're going to go ahead and use that, but we will go ahead and spend one of these ones here on Pios Vourne to try and get a better spot. So her agility is a purple dice, hopefully getting a critical success so she can move up there with Taddues. And it is! Sweetness. So she's able to swap positions with any of them, and she's actually going to force hostile group 1 to the back of the line, giving both her and Taddues the first attack. Okay, with the plethora of Destiny dice that we have, we're going to go ahead and see if we can't get Pios recuperated without having to use Taddues' 6. So we're going to go ahead and spend this 1 and roll a Vitality, which is another purple dice. So here we go. And it is a success. Alright. After double checking the rolls, that success allows her to remove this 1 wound counter. Then she is going to go ahead and use her remaining 2 to do a movement. She can move up to 3 spaces, but she wants to get some type of cover. So she's going to move here 1, 2, 3 to get to the Urgles. So here she's got cover, and then she's going to turn around and use that Cleansing Flames attack. And for that, she's going to spend 1 of these Destiny dice. So we move the 6 on up. And with that, she gets to roll 2 of these nice blue dice. So 2 dice per Urgle. Now normally they would have cover, but in this situation, it's not going to happen. Go dropping dice. So 2 dice per one. So for the first Urgle, that is 3 damage, killing the first one. For the second Urgle, she only does 1 damage. So I was hoping on this to get it to where she could actually get pumped up right out the gate, but it happens. Second or third Urgle, she does get the kill on. So close to completing her secret agenda right off the bat, but she's got more of those nice traitor guardsmen to try and fry up. So then she's going to go ahead and take this 1 over here from the Destiny pile and try to fry that last little Urgle. There's 1 more damage. Taddues has got a pretty good board, so we'll go ahead and spend the 2 here and give her 1 last shot at frying an Urgle. And with that, she overkills him. So, turn 1 activation for Pios, using some of the Destiny roll. Got 3 Urgles down. Now, next in the initiative is our good friend Taddues. He's going to spend the 1 from his card. He's going to do a movement. I'm going to see about trying to get him over to that discovery marker. So he's got to move into 3. 1, 2, 3. Then he will go ahead and spend that 3 to get him over here. And then spend the 4 to search. So we remove that marker. And he gets a discovery, which is a clue, which will come in helpful as we go into the main Blackstone Fortress phase. He is then going to go ahead and pull some Overwatch. So to do that, we drop all these dice by 1 value. And then when the hostiles activate, if they move anywhere within line of sight and close enough for him to act, he gets to go ahead and stomp on them. So now we go to Hostile Group 2, which is these guys, and we see just what they have in store for us. So on the AI table, we are hidden with no line of sight. So we go ahead and pull the Blackstone dice out. We see what they do. So a 4. They attempt to sneak. Okay, these traitor guardsmen are going to try and be sneaky. They just heard the flaming hells of the Imperium descend down further into the fortress. So they don't want to get too involved, but they're going to get close. And they've normally got a movement of 2. So what you're going to see is just all of these guys come up here. And you know what? They're actually going to let the flamer guy go first. The sergeant yelled at him to wait. And that is that traitor guardsman's activation. Then over here we have, let's take a look at line of sight if they can actually see. Okay, Taddues can see them. So they are no longer hidden, but they are in cover. So the ones with the las guns will get to do in cover. The other ones will do the other. So las guns, we've got 2 of them, not 3 of them, not 2 of them. So they are going to do 15, which is onslaught. And then the rest of them, I'm going to do 5, which is advance. Okay, for first one, we're going to do the advancing ones. So these guys can move 2. You see 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And even the sergeant's going to move up 1, 2. Then they're going to try and attack the closest one that they can have visible, which is Taddues. So let's make sure. Yep, that's good, that's good, that's good. So they can all attack. For these front ones, 1, 2, 3, 4. And they have grenades and pistol and melee. We're going to see, well, one of them's got a grenade. So we're going to see that grenade attack go out. Grenade at range 4. Does hit, and then our good friend Taddues has cover but with the grenade having blast, it ignores cover. So Taddues, his agility is a gray square. He actually does make the save. Then we've got the two gentlemen with las pistols. Actually, we've got three guys. We're going to see the two normals, then we'll roll for the sergeant. Two normals miss. Sergeant hits. Let's see what cover does again. Okay, since that one was a normal attack, not a grievous wounding attack, the cover ignores it. So traitor, now we go to the two gentlemen with las guns. They both use the purple dice. And one does hit, but again with cover, Taddues cares not. Now, I did forget, and we'll go ahead and do it now since, hey, they didn't do anything, that they moved within vision. And so he's going to attack with that 5 of his and use the servo stubber. We get to attack twice with that bad boy. They are at range 4, so it is 2 purple dice. And we do get a grievous on that one. So that knocks out Cert Grenade. And then our good flamer guy also should have moved up. Sorry guys, it's been a while since I played Blackstone, because he wasn't within range, so now he's there. Alright, and that is round 1 of this combat in Blackstone Fortress. Okay, at the end of the first combat round, we saw that Pios Vourne had eliminated all 3 of the Group 1 Urgals, and then our good friend Taddues had taken out 1 of the traitor guardsmen. Now we go ahead and roll for inspiration. Since Vias has taken out 3 Urgals at 3 wounds each, she's looking for a 9 or lower on the Blackstone dice. She gets a 5, so that gives her 1 inspiration point. Now unfortunately for Taddues, even though he's the baller of the group right now, he needs a 1. And believe it or not, he actually gets it. So both people on the run through the Blackstone Fortress end up both getting inspiration points. So then we clear up all the dice, clear the guys off of here. We'll set them off to the side, because the other just evil mechanic about Blackstone Fortress is the reinforcement rolls. And that means even if you destroyed a group, they could still bring some guys back through those exit paths. So looking it up, what do we do? Hostile actions. Okay, at the end of it, we now go through and do the event table. So take our trusty Blackstone dice and get a roll of 20. Oh no. Oh no. Lucky find. The leader picks an explorer, And that explorer draws a discovery card. So since Taddues already has one, we'll go ahead and have our good friend Pios get a discovery card. And she gets another clue. Alright. And then we start all of this over again. So we go ahead and pull our Destiny dice. Give them a good roll. Looking for any doubles. There is the double ones. So we don't get to use those. But we do get to use the 5, 3, and 2. Okay. Then we go with Pios. After she got herself healed up. Getting 4 dice. A 1, 4, 5, and 6. That's not too bad. She can definitely roast some guardsmen with that kind of roll. Taddues, we'll go ahead and roll 2. Alright, we got a 1, 4, 4, and 6. Alright, so starting with Pios, what should we do with her? We got a couple move options. Take her down this way, but I don't think she'll move enough to really fry some things. So I think she's going to head over here. Start frying some of these guys. But you know what? I really want her ready to roll. Let me see. Cleansing Flames. You know what she is going to do? To cover Pios, she's going to come over here, spend this 5 Destiny dice, and do Inferno, placing 2 Inferno tokens, one right here, one right there. This way covering that route. And then she's going to just start going hog wild, spending her 1. Going 1, 2, giving her line of sight on a lot of that stuff, and she's just going to start frying. So, spending a 4, spending her 4, she's going to do her Flamer against that Flamer. So, Flamer on Flamer. Nothing. Okay. She'll go ahead and spend her 5 on some more Flamer on Flamer action. Getting a critical wound, definitely killing the Traitor Flamer. Then she's going to go ahead and spend her 6 on some Cleansing Flames against those 2 in that square right there. So we'll get both these dice. I'll switch it up towards my right hand. So that definitely kills the first person in there. And then the second person also is a kill. No. So definitely a kill on that first one. But Traitor Guardsmen actually have 2 wounds. So I screwed that up. Leaving this one with a wound. And you know what? She doesn't like that. So she's going to spend that 2 and get one more crack at him. So, one more flame attack. Getting nothing. Alright, at this point, Taddues says enough. It's my turn. So, with the 1, because he can see that we're covered from that with those Inferno, he's going to go ahead and spend his 1 and go 2 spaces. 1, 2. And he'll go ahead and spend this 3 to go another 2. 1, 2. Then he's going to spend this 4 to smack with his Power Maul and Las pistol. Blue dice, don't fail Taddues this like you've been doing for Pios. And he does smack this last one into oblivion. Then he's going to spend his 6 on that servo stubber. That will allow him to do 2 shots. And they are range 3, so he gets 2 purple triangles. So against that first guardsman, getting double, and they are not in cover anymore, or not in cover. So that definitely kills this one. Or what? I'll have to double check that, but I don't think that because they're up against it, they get cover. Or they're not up against it. So that second one also takes 3 damage and kills that. Alright, with his last one, he'll spend a 4 and go ahead and try the servo stubber again, only getting 1 attack, but it is still the double triangle. Now this one, even though he's near the white, won't get cover because center to center of the hexes isn't in the cover white area. And since that's also the sergeant, they have 3 wounds. There's that. Okay, now it is time for Hostile Group 2. Hostile Group 2 hasn't lost any, so they don't get any reinforcement rolls, but we see what they do. So, getting the ever-faithful Blackstone dice out. Getting a 15. Now, pretty much everybody's hidden. So on a 15, they do charge, which is move towards the nearest explorer, then attack an explorer that is adjacent and visible to the hostile. If there's no explorers adjacent and visible to that hostile, move towards the closest explorer again. So they have to get adjacent, which is unfortunate because we've got those nice Infernos waiting for them. Alright, so this first guy, of course, he's also the flamethrower, goes 1, 2, and sets off the first Inferno, taking a purple dice and roasting himself. Then the second guy, because Traitor Guardsman can move 2, he's going to go 1, 2. He can't get anywhere, so he's going to move next. So they got to move adjacent. He sets off the second Inferno. And it does 1 damage to him. And then the rest of these guys are going to follow suit. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And that is the end of the second turn, because they had to do a double move to get adjacent. So, then Hostile Group 3, they have taken losses, so we get a reinforcement card roll on them. Reinforcements are thankfully not coming with the 11. So we only have the sergeant left. He is not in cover, but close. So he's going to roll, getting a 1, meaning he's going to fall back. So with the fall back, double the hostile's move action. If the hostile can make a move that ends a hex that is not visible to the explorer, they do so. If they cannot, they attack the closest explorer. So he now gets 4. And he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Which is out of visible range. So he's running for everything he's got. Then we go to hostile group 1. They are completely gone, but they still get the reinforcement roll. And they get a 17, so no reinforcement there. Coming over to see if we get any more inspiration. Pios needs 6. She gets it, so she is now at 2 inspiration. And then Taddues also needs a 6. He does not get it with the 15. And we clear these reinforcements off. All right, we start another combat round. With a pair of 4s not being able to be used, but our 1, 5, and 3 can be. All right, for Pios, she still has 4 dice slots open. Glad that wasn't the Destiny side. Getting a 1, 2, and 2 3s. Taddues also has 4, and he gets a pair of 3 1s and a 3 and a 2. So not looking so good for our good friend Taddues. Okay, combat route number 1. Pios unfortunately does not have a 6 for her cleansing flames, so she's just going to start going hog wild. She's going to spend this 1, and she's going to start trying to flame that second guy. So she's going to try flaming. Well, you know what? She'll go there. Got really roll lows on everything, but we'll try and see if we can't get it done with just massive numbers. So nothing on that first attack. She'll try again. Nothing on the second attack. Okay, 3rd time's a charm. Oh, there we go. And that definitely demolishes the already wounded guy. Then she is going to go ahead and spend her last 3, on doing the flamer up against that back group. I think she's actually got to attack the guy in front. We'll assume that, and I'll double check the rules in a minute. So, attacking the guy in front with the flamer does do a damage. And you know what? Taddues is like, go for it, girl. So, picks up the 1, trying to take that last guy out. Gets nothing. Spends the 3. This is the last one we can spend because we want to search that discovery card. And it is enough to kill that one off. Alright, now we go to Taddues. He is going to spend his first 1 to move 2. He's going to spend his second one to step on that one. He'll spend the 5 to explore this. And he gets an Architect card. Add that there. He's going to spend his third one to go 1, 2. And then he will try and shoot with the 2 at our good Chaos Sergeant there with the last pistol. So getting a purple dice. And he does cause a wound on the Sergeant. Alright, it is now the reinforcements' turn. So group 2 over here, looking to try and get in on Pios through that hallway. They are going to be rolling the close and visible on the AR card with a 13, which means charge. So they really want a piece. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, the 2 with the las guns. We'll go ahead and fire both of them. 1 does hit. Pios's agility is a purple as well. And she says, "Not today, foul chaos." But then the traitor sergeant with pistol and melee, since they are adjacent, getting 2 dice. Whoa. Try that again. 2 correct dice, you chaos bastard. And that is a grievous wound. So we need a big save. Not getting it. And Pios takes a grievous wound, which is just not good in this situation. So Pios, grievously wounded by that Chaos Sergeant. All right. The Traitor Sergeant for the group 3. He is not, he is on the AR card. We will say he is close. So on a 10, we also get a charge. So 1, 2. All right. And then his, nothing. So apparently he was just too afraid. And we forgot to do reinforcement rolls. So reinforcement roll for group 2. Oh, when are we supposed to do reinforcement rolls? Yeah, you are supposed to do reinforcement rolls at the beginning. So group 2, natural 1 on the reinforcement means we're bringing 6 guys back. Yeah. So these guys belonging to group 2. All appear out of here. And we're going to say for continuity, they ran up this way. All right, and then group 3 gets a 14, which is no reinforcements. And then group 1 gets an 11, which is no reinforcements. So the only one, this guy's wounded. The only one that took wounds was Pios, but she also took 2 guys for it. So needing a 4 to get inspiration, and does not, stuck with an 18. Now, unfortunately, that grievous wound cannot be healed until they go back to Precipice. So that's going to haunt her since we still have the main event coming up. So our board currently sits Taddues versus Chaos Sergeant. A swarm of Chaos Guardsmen, Traitor Guardsmen, coming to reinforce their Sergeant with Pios Vourne, who's got her back turned to him. Just taking them on solo, because this always seems to happen in my games. All right. And we'll go and stop here for the recording. All right. Beginning of yet another combat round. Lost count of how many of these we've been in. Our Destiny dice rolls. Oh, we so needed those sixes. We so needed those sixes. So they will disappear up there, and all we get to work with is a 5 and a 4. Me over here. Pios back down to 3. But she comes out swinging with a 6, a 5, and a 2. Taddues calling on the Emperor. He's got to go save his girlfriend. Their love's not meant to be. I'm sure that's going to upset many 40k lore people. But he's a missionary with a goth chick. I mean, something's going to happen in deep space, just saying. Alright. So, to start stuff off with, our good lady. Ooh. That's unfortunate. You know what? She's going to spend a 1 or a 2 to fall back. She's going to fall back under cover after taking that wound. And then let me see. Okay, you can fall out of Hex, but we ran into an issue where Taddues kind of cheated as he skirted around things earlier. So with that movement back, that now opens it up to our good missionary chick, missionary zealot, can spend her 6 and try and get her cleansing flame 3 for 1. So we get 2 blue dice. Ignoring cover because it's torrent. Alright, so against the first last gun. That kills. Against the second last gun. That also kills. Now here's the big one, the Sergeant. We need doubles. Double arrows, that's what we're looking for. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. For the second time in a row, she's gotten so close to taking them out, but because that's a Sergeant, he's got 1 extra wound, and she doesn't get to flip her card. So, frustrated as she is, she's going to spend that 5 for her last dice and try to finish this off. There's the double, of course. And we see a Sergeant perish in Emperor's Holy Flames. And she will just hold there as she sees the onrush coming on. Actually, she talks via the Vox to Taddues, and he says, go for it. So she is going to go ahead and set up her 2 Infernos again. So she can see this hex, and she can see this hex. Alright, over to Taddues. He is not having it. So he's going to spend this 2 to take a smack at this Chaos Sergeant. With that Power Maul and Last Pistol. Getting him 1 more damage. Then he will spend the other two and saying, "Die, traitorous bastard." And misses completely. Well, Taddues is not one to give up easily, so he's going to spend his 3. Try it one more time. And that's the final wound needed, killing off that traitorous guardsman sergeant. Okay. He's got a couple more wounds, so he's got the option of trying to back up our good girl Pios, or he can run for one of these exits, get the maglev coming, and hopefully try and get us out of here before more reinforcements arrive. In fact, I think that's what we're going to do, because we're about to see 3 more reinforcement rolls. So Taddues is going to spend his 4, move 2, and then spend the 5 here to move another 2, and get ready to call that elevator at the next turn. All right, reinforcement for group 2. It's a 2. Oh man, that's just rough. So 4 more traitor guardsmen. Let's go ahead and see if we got any more. Yes, we do. Just showed up. And because we're going to be evil, let's see where reinforcements can arrive. So, after checking the rules, our man Taddues is safe, because this is a group 2 reinforcement. They have to go to the portal nearest them. And there's even more Chaos Guardsmen coming in to try and go after poor Pios. So, we then take a look at their actions. So, we've got them completely hidden with a 16. They charge. Of course they do. So, Flame Dude, being, yes, I'm Flame Dude. 1, 2, boom. And instantly dies. The next guy in line goes, haha, he fell on the trap. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. All right. Oh, man. Okay, then because it is a charge, they go 2 more. So this first dude, boom, runs into another Inferno, which does nothing and keeps going. And this is just terrifying for the next round possibilities for poor Pios. Okay, then we have reinforcement 1, which is now completely off the table. They almost got some reinforcements. Then the Urgles do not get any. Whew. Oh, I forgot to do an event. Bad, Ed. Bad. All right, so Pios, looking to get some inspiration, has to get, let's see, 6, 9. 9 or lower. And unfortunately, she gets a 12. Our good man Taddues needs to get a 3. He does. So he's now got 2 inspiration. As we now go into yet another combat round. Oh no, we go to another event. For the event, 12. Explore chamber. The leader replaces the portal furthest from any explorers with a maglev transport escape chamber. If more than one portal is equally far, so the maglev escape chamber now appears right there. And I think once you've summoned one, that's it. We'll take a look. So after checking the rules, these portals still stay in place for reinforcements, but the escape maglev is now all the way over here, and everything in their dog is blocking Pios Vourne from it. So Taddues could easily run away, but it looks like this is going to have to be a case of we need to save Pios. So going in, we will start off with our destiny roll. And another pair of 6s is not what we wanted to see. Really wishing we had the navigator here. Alright, Pios really needs a 6. And you know what? We're going to call that cocked one a 6 because, well, she really needs it. And this isn't even the main event, people. Alright, Taddues. In keeping with that, that cock 2 stays there. And we got a 5 and 6 here. Alright. So Pios, and take the 1. And she's going to try and burn those guys off, but really, really close. So here's hoping. Oh, wow. She does it. Taking one of those guys out. Need it to duplicate. And we'll call that one cocked for sure. I know, double standards, but hey. Alright, that one's gone. She will spend the 2 over here. Nope. Okay. She will then spend her own 2. I don't know why I'm trying to roll it. For nothing. Oh, that's not what we want to see. Let me check the rules. See if she has to target the nearest. So, after reviewing the rules, Pios has to attack that adjacent. But the nice thing, she's got this 5 here. You know what? She's going to spend, she's the one in danger. She shows Taddues I'm taking all the destiny dice. And she's going to try and rip into this dude with her chainsword. And successfully does it. Okay. Now here comes the fun part. She's going to try, there's no sergeants. She's going to try and cleanse that first group. So spending her 6, we get both the blue dice out. The dude with the grenade only takes a wound. You've got to be kidding me. One, last gun 1 dies. Last gun 2 super dead. Okay. She is then going to spend a 5 to go ahead and try and clear out that second group. Because she's no longer adjacent, she can pick. So, first dude with the grenade. Super dead. Second group with the grenade. Nothing. Dude with the billy club. Also dead. So, with the Emperor on her side, Pios turns around and takes out 6 guys in one turn. And we'll go ahead and go to Taddues. Taddues is going to spend his first 2. Go 1, 2. Second 2. Go 1, 2. Spend the 5. Go 1, 2. And spend the 6. Go 1, 2. And get ready to search and see what happens. Alright, group 2. Reinforcement roll. Please, for the love of the gods. With a 12. Great. Group 1. And then we see what they do. They are that guy's visible, that guy's visible, flamer's hidden. So the 2 visible guys are close. With an 11, they are going to charge. Both easily getting right next. Then the guy who's not visible, hidden, with an 11 will advance. Take 2 and take their shot. If I'm not mistaken on advance. Yep. So, the 2 with grenades ignoring cover. Uh-oh. We have the possibility of a grievous wound. Another grievous wound on Pios. And she does take another grievous wound. So the 2 grenades thrown over. One finally does cut into Pios. It's now this flamer's turn to take his shot. He also gets to ignore cover with his flames, getting a 1. He needs some damage, and the Emperor has felled Pios as she takes a normal wound. Pios is only going to get 1 dice next turn. Alright, we then go to reinforcement rolls for group 3. Nope. Reinforcement rolls for the Urgles. 6. Nope. Event table with a 9. Changing conditions. Draw an encounter card. If the card has a twist, apply it for the rest of the combat. So, encounter. Do we have a twist? Yes. Increase the cost of move actions for explorers from 1 to 2. Oh man. Not only do we have to go a long way, Pios is hurt, and now she's going to need to spend a 2 to even move. This is getting brutal. So we did forget to do an inspiration roll. So no sergeants. So we're looking for at least a 12. I shouldn't have said at least a 12. Less than 12. Getting a 15. No inspiration for that hard-fought victory over 6 traitor guardsmen. Alright. We then go into Destiny time. So, pair of ones. We're good because they're now almost useless. We do love this 6 for Pios. 5 and 2 won't hurt. So Pios getting 1 dice. And it's a 1. Taddues with his 4 dice. Just owns it. Alright, Pios. Her first turn. She's got to use that 5. And try to just buzzsaw that first dude. Taking that awesome chain flamethrower to the first traitor guardsman. And striking him down. Then we'll go ahead and spend the 6 to do it again. And she does do it again. So, pulling the chainsaw and the faith in the Emperor out, she does score that. She will then spend her 1 to flame the flamer. Flame on flame combat, as it always should be. And she pulls it off with 1 dice roll. Thanks to the Destiny dice, Pios is able to just clear house. Then she's going to go ahead and spend the 2 and get herself... Oh, she can move 3. Right there. We then turn to Taddues, who's going to spend a 4 for search. And he gets more Archaeotech. And we can pull this 2 off. Alright, then we're going to spend 2 to go 1, 2, 4 to go 1, 2. And he is safely in the maglev. And just in case, he will put Overwatch down. Alright, reinforcement rolls. Hopefully from here out, poor Pios can just hobble her way down after everything she's done. So 6 for group 2, that's no reinforcements. Group 3, no reinforcements. The Urgles, do they make a rare appearance? No. Event table, 14. And we already have an escape chamber, so it's all good. Just because there is the chance for reinforcements to show up, we just need all 2s and higher here. No doubles. So we get the double 1s, which is fine, because the twist, they're not useful. 6, 5, and 4. And you can guess who that's going to get used by. So Pios, with her 1 dice, gets a 2. Taddues, with his 4 dice, gets a 1, 4, 5, and 6. Alright, so Pios, going to spend her 2. Go 1, 2, 3. Spend the 4 from the Destiny. 1, 2, 3. And say, screw this. I'm hiding behind you. And she's done. Taddues is going to use his battle cry, spending the Destiny 6. And removes the 1 wound counter just so she can get 2 dice in. And then throws down Overwatch just in case. Alright, reinforcement rolls. Oh, we forgot to do inspiration. she does not get inspiration because we forgot yet again. Okay. Reinforcement roll. Group 2. 3. So, 2 Chaos Guardsmen show up here for Group 2. They are hidden. Getting a 4. They sneak. So basically go there. After hearing what poor Pios has done to all of them, I don't blame them. Group 3. Salvet, no reinforcements. Urgles, no reinforcements. And then I do not think we go for events. That is it. Our 2 adventurers have escaped through the maglev. Pios with 2 grievous wounds. Taddues coming out all right. Alright, we have now entered Traitor's Fane, discovering a heretical temple filled with profane texts. Taddues and Pios strive to burn everything that's unholy before departing the fortress, for now. So unlike a normal mission to where they'd be trying to get to an exit, I guess I actually better put down the reinforcement portals. I'll do that in a second, or do it now. There we go. So instead of trying to get one of these 2 portals to escape this layer, they are going to have to go for the discovery tokens under each one of these groups and burn it away. Each discovery token has 3 health points and has to be taken out by Pios. So, yeah. No, I don't think they have to be taken away by Pios. They just got to be burned. Oh yeah, it does have to be about Pios. So, Taddues has to escort poor wounded Pios around and take out all of these. Now, as long as she's targeting something that Taddues can see, she gets to re-roll those hit rolls. Yeah, re-roll the attack rolls for her flamers. But so, this one, they definitely have to stay together. So let's go ahead and shuffle this on up. Okay, for the first in initiative, we have Taddues. Second in initiative, Pios. So we didn't have to save that gambit. We could have used it. Then it's Group 2, Group 3, and Group 1. Alright, and as we begin, our Chaos Space Marine here, we'll turn him so you can get a good view of him. Our Chaos Space Marine. Our 5 Traitor Guardsmen. Our 2 Chaos Beasts. And our 2 heroes. Okay, to get us started, let's go ahead and get that Destiny dice rolled out. Unfortunately, that pair of 6s continues to haunt us. We do get a 1, 2, and a 4. Sorry, 1, 2, and a 5. Pios only gets 2 dice, but she gets 2 3s. And Taddues, she's going to have to carry this one. Gets the 4, 5, 1, and 2. Alright. So, Taddues going first. I think we're going to see him drop that 5 to go ahead and use the servo stubber and take 2 shots. So the first shot is off to the Chaos Beastman with the cleaver. Does get cover, but Taddues cares not, giving him 1 wound. Then for the second shot, Taddues doesn't care again, giving him another wound. Taddues is going to spend the 5. Get 2 more shots. First one at the cleaver. Cover ignores it. Second shot at the cleaver. Cover ignores it. That's not good. Taddues, knowing he's got to protect Pios, is going to spend the 1 to move 2 and start beating on these. So he's going to spend his 1 first and get the blue dice, going after the one he's already injured, and finally killing it off. Then spending the 2, going after the uninjured one, and makes him really pay. So Taddues, in one fell swoop, comes in like a boss, knocks out the 2 Chaos Beastmen before they can even go. He is then going to play Overwatch with his 3. We then go to Pios' turn. She is going to straight up just start flaming that first discovery piece. So, with her flamer, does 1 damage, but does she get to reroll Felled? She can reroll any of them. So for this first one, she is going to re-roll it. And for good reason. Boom! Burn Heretic. The first piece of heretical stuff is now burned away. Pios is then going to spend this down to... She's not going to spend that yet. She's going to come over here, take this 2, and jump over here, get into cover with Taddues. Then she's going to drop this down to a 2 for Overwatch. Alright. We then go to Group 2, who has not yet lost anyone. That was Group 3. So we're going to roll for their behavior. They are definitely hidden. They get a 7. Hidden equals advance. So, let's see. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, because of this purple rimmed area, these guys will not have a shot. But our good flamer and our good grenade guy are going to get a shot in. So, grenades, I think much like, blast. So both the flamer and the grenade ignore the cover, and they get to roll an attack for each one. So for the grenade, first against Taddues, then against Pios, nothing. Then for our good flamer, first against Taddues, then 1 against Pios. So we see 1 wound each. Ooh, Overwatch. We have some things we got to do first that might affect these rules. Taddues gets to do his Overwatch. With the 3, he's going to go with the servo and stubbers and take a shot at Flamer guy. Oh no, the first one to move in was Grenade Dude. And because we're doing it for the past, nothing happens. Then Pios takes her Flamer. And injures Grenade guy. And then let's see what she does to Flamer guy. Also injures Flamer guy. So now both heroes have to pass a vitality or agility. Pios does not, takes another wound. And then Taddues, who's kind of skipped some leg days, does, interestingly enough. Alright, and that is it for Group 2. Group 3, the Chaos Space Marine. He is visible, but not close, but is in cover, getting a 4, which is Onslaught. So basically he's going to pump out 2 attacks. So with the bolter at +4, he's going to attack Pios because I'm brutal in my own games against myself. First one, nothing. Second one, nothing, surprisingly. Okay, we then go to Inspiration. Our good man, Taddues. We need to see a 6 or less. No, not with a 7. Then this mission has its own special event table. So for the event table, looking at a 13. Burn them all. Pios Vourne can re-roll the attack roll when a hostile enters a hex with the Inferno marker until the start of the next event phase. So we're definitely going to see some Inferno markers get thrown at. Okay, for the next round of combat. You know what? We forgot to do the reinforcements for the Chaos Beastmen. Yeah, that's fine. Alright. So Pios Vourne gets to re-roll stuff if she does an Inferno. Oh man, that's not pleasant to see. 4 dice out. Only getting 1. And we need 6s so Pios can get some health back. So Pios, only getting her 1 dice. Gets a 1. Taddues. Come on, Taddues. You know what? I love seeing 6s from our good man Taddues. Alright, we'll find that dice later. Alright. So to start this off, Taddues is going to spend a 6 and remove that wound marker. Then he is going to spend his 5 to throw 2 shots. So first one from Taddues into Grenade Guy. Destroys. Second shot into Flame Guy. Also super destroys. Alright. He cannot see that group. So he is going to take an Overwatch on his last 6. Drop it down to a 5. Then he's going to spend his 4 and shoot for SMGs at the Chaos Space Marine. So at long range, with the servo, nothing, because of cover. Alright, Pios is going to spend the 5, throw some Inferno out. So it's going to be here and here. Now, you know what? We'll do it there. Okay. And then her 1 doesn't allow her to do much, so let's see. She can't even recuperate, so she just stands by and holds off. Okay. Group 2, having lost some guys. Reinforcement. Nothing with a 20, thankfully. Their behavior is hidden. And on a 4 tries to sneak. They can't sneak. That's crazy. So they just sit there going, yeah, we see what's going on there. We see you laid 2 traps. We're not doing anything. Then we go to group 3. Our good old Chaos Beastmen. Their reinforcement. Oh, that 1 was there. Luckily, it flipped to a 7. Now our Chaos Space Marine, his action is a 12 from cover. And that is another onslaught. So, taking shots with his bolter at Pios. First shot. Ooh, that goes down to a normal wound because of cover. Second shot. Nothing. So Pios trying to, and she does. Whew. All right, then we go to the event table with the 13. And it's the same thing. Pios gets to re-roll those Infernos. So we pick these 2 Infernos up. And we go to the next combat round. So come over here to the Destiny dice. Two 5s, but that leaves that 6, 3, and 2 available. Get rid of that 5. Oh, inspiration. Needing like a 2 or 3. He does. He actually gets it. And you know what? We're just going to go ahead and flip his card. So with that 3, boom. Taddues the Purifier is now insanely pissed off. So his battle cry dropped down to a 5 up. And then inspiring speech. And if he gives it off, you get to reroll fell attacks for him and other explorers in the same hex. So now he gets to really just lay it on. So our good friend Pios, back up to 2. Those 2 are cocked. Boom. Taddues, who is yet to take a single wound this whole round, this whole game, breaks it off like a baller with 5s and a 1 and a 2. So, Taddues seeing what's going on. he's going to spend this 1 to say enough of this hiding game. I'm going to go 1, 2, and start smacking. So, I'm going to spend a 2 and try and smack that first last person. And he does. Spend the 2 over here. Try and smack that second last person. And he does a damage. Spending the 5 because he's up close. Nothing. Spending his other 5 because he's up close. Does kill that other Chaos Guardsman off. Now, I need to see if she moves to here, if she can shoot through Taddues. So give me just 1 second. Alright, it doesn't say that you can't shoot through your guys. So, she is going to spend that 3, move over 2, and lay some heavy flamer goodness on that guy. In fact, she'll use the 6 for the cleansing flames, just to try and get as much done as possible. Getting a 3, knocking him out. Then she will spend the 5 as well to go 3. 1, 2, 3 to get her out of that line of sight of the Chaos guy. And then spend a 6. Sorry, she moved there. Because she wants to spend that 6 to try and burn that second thing down. And she does get it. So the second piece of heretical trash has been burned away. We have 1 more left, and that is via the Chaos Space Marine. So, Group 2, Traitor Guardsman reinforcements, they get none with an 18. Group 3, which I believe was our Chaos Beastmen, their reinforcements, they get nothing with a 4. We are definitely hidden, so the behavior table for our Chaos Space Marine being a 14 is to charge. So for charge, he's just going to basically haul. So Chaos Space Marines get a movement of 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. What's up, Taddues? Alright. We then go for the event table with the 3. That could be bad. With the 3, unfulfilled destiny. Do not make a destiny roll at the start of your next turn. Ouch. So, no destiny rolls at the start of this next turn. We do have some inspiration, though. We need 3 or less for good old Pios. She doesn't get it with an 18. Need 4 or less. 7. Nope. Okay, with no destiny dice, Pios is going to go hog wild with a 1 and a 6. Taddues gets 4 with a 6, 3, 1, and 2. Alright, so Taddues going first. He is actually going to spend the 1 to step back some. Then go, Pios, you got this, right? He is then going to spend his 6 for the double servo special. First attack. Does do 3 damage. But these are Space Marines, even Chaos Felon ones. So, can Taddues kill this Chaos Space Marine? He does! Alright, then Taddues is going to spend his 2. Go 1, 2. Oh no, he's got to come up there. 1, 2. Then spend his 3. 1, 2. Pios is going to run after him. 1, 2, 3. Spend the 4. 1, 2, 3. Alright, no Destiny dice. So now we're looking at reinforcements. So 2 Traitor Guardsmen. 20, they don't get anything. Chaos Beastmen. 17, and they don't get anything. Chaos Space Marines. 8, they don't get anything. Event dice. 6. And then Inspiration. Looking for less than a 4. No. So let's see what a 6 is on the event end table for this mission. Not dead yet. If possible, the leader must pick one hostile that was slain during combat encounter and has not returned to the battlefield. Then deploy them as close to the explorer as possible. Oh man. Boom. So the fates, Taddues thought that he had killed this Space Marine, but that was only part of Chaos's plan. And now, poor Pios comes face to face with the Space Marine risen again. Okay. We then go for Destiny dice finally. 3 1s, which now become useless. A 6 and a 2. That 6 is nice. Okay, poor Pios. 5 and 2. Taddues. 6s, 2s, and 4s. Good man, Taddues. Good man. All right. Taddues going first. He's going to spend his 2 to go 2 spaces and go, damn you, heretic. Why did you not die? Alright, he's then going to spend his 4 to Power Maul and Last Pistol this guy. Getting 4 wounds, instantly killing this Chaos Space Marine. I have killed you once before. Alright, he is then going to go ahead and just Overwatch, bringing those 6s down to 5s. Pios is going to take her 5. Is going to spend the 6. And burning cleansing flames, that marker there. She gets 2. We are going to re-roll it because Taddues is there. Ooh, 1 damage. That's disappointing. Okay, she's then going to spend her 2. We'll see if we can't just take this bad boy out. Nothing. Spending the 5. One more. Then spending the 2 from the Destiny. This is do or die. She does get a reroll, which is good because I should have also re-rolled that last one. Oh, man. It is not over yet. There is a chance for Chaos to come back. So, for the first one, the Traitor Guardsmen. They do not get reinforcement. The Beastmen. Oh, with the 3 large, 1 Chaos Beastman does appear. Now, this is where Overwatch can come in. So we're going to see that first 5 servo stubbers coming in for Overwatch. Oh, Taddues says, no, you do not get to appear, foul chaos spawn, and just obliterates them. Chaos Space Marines 3. That is also a new Chaos Space Marine. We'll keep that one over there. Boom. That is another Chaos Space Marine showing up for reinforcement. Taddues taking his Overwatch, going, how many of you Chaos bastards do I have to kill? For the Emperor. Only doing 2 damage this time. The Chaos Space Marine, definitely within engaged. His behavior is a 10, which is just onslaught. So he is going to attack twice with the bolters, going at Pios. Doing a Grievous and a normal. So, for the Grievous, nothing. For the normal, she saves. Then he attacks again with the Grievous. And she completely saves it. The Emperor's Light is with them going, you guys have faced too much. This is just too much. And the Chaos Space Marine almost destroys poor Pios. For the event table, we get a 6, which is another not dead yet. And because I'm horrible, oh, hasn't come back this turn. So technically that was returned, even though we're using another model. So we don't have to deal with yet another Chaos person showing up. Okay, Inspiration. Need a 7. Get a 20. That's fine. Destiny dice. Those 3 5s just disappear. The 1 and 4 are good. Pios, her 1 dice is a 4. Taddues with his 2 4s, 1 and a 6. All right, Taddues, having had enough, spends a 6 on the inspirational speech. So we're re-rolling everything. Taddues then takes a 1 to take his Power Maul and Las Pistol, and thoroughly destroying the last Chaos Space Marine. He is then going to Overwatch yet again to see if anybody else shows up. Pios, taking the 4, trying to finally vanquish this last piece of heretical garbage. She finally does it, and that then ends the mission. The relic, once they've ended it, is the Blessed Aquila. Once per exploration round, exhaust this card in the same manner as a resource card to re-roll 1 activation or action dice. This card does not turn face up at the start of the next turn. Instead, is turned face up at the end of each exploration round. So we will probably put that on Pios just because of how many times she gets wounded. Okay, we're now at the Precipice stage. Our good friend Pios is getting healed up at the moment, so we're going to go ahead and take care of Taddues. Taddues has 2 Archaeotech cards. And I think we're going to go ahead and, well, the only thing he could purchase is a stimulant, but he needs it because he can only move 2. So we are going to spend the 1 Archaeotech and pick up the stimulant. So now he's got an Archaeotech, a stimulant, and a clue. Then we're going to use the facilities. We're going to go ahead and roll the Blackstone dice. On a 1-up, he loses his clue. On a 2 through 15, nothing happens. And on a 16, he gets another clue. Nothing happens. Pios coming back from her healing goes for it too. She's got a clue. And on a 16, she gets another clue. So we'll go ahead and get that added. Getting ready for the next adventure, going into their stasis chambers. Pios Vourne is going in with 2 inspiration, 2 clues, and the Blessed Aquila. And Taddues the Purifier is going in with the stimulant, Archaeotech, and clue. And for Sword and Fortress, this has been the prequel mission. And we'll look forward to seeing you guys on others.